Hello Leo, welcome back to Passive Enlightenment Tarot. For those of you returning to the channel, welcome back, and for those of you who are new, welcome. I am Nicole. Leo, this is going to be a reading. It's timeless. It's for whenever you find it. My schedule has been, I don't even know. There's always changes happening, and I'm just like, one day everything will just sync and we'll figure out a good pattern and we're going to stay in that for a while. But with Pluto and Aquarius, I'm just kind of winging it at this point. So Leo, this is going to be your reading for when you find it. This will be for your sun, your moon, your rising, and your Venus cross watcher. If that's you, welcome to the channel as well. We're just going to go from there. I tried a new spread with Aries. I wasn't a big fan of it. Just didn't feel right. I did put the Aries video. It's uploading now. But so if you've got that placement, just, I don't know. We put it out there, see how it goes. All right, Leo, let's see what's going on in your energy. What is it that you need to know? You know, it was funny. Aries had a lot of earth energy, like this need to focus in on the earth, the connectivity to our stability and security. And here you are, Leo, with water energy. And I see you correlate to Scorpio a lot anymore, which is rather interesting. It was pretty heavy there for a while. I haven't seen it so much lately. The Grove is about self-care. This is Ooh, Spirit just said self-indulgence. Leo, what are we doing here? What are we doing? So let's see. What does Leo need to know, Spirit? There you are, High Priestess of Fire. Those priestesses are popping out left, right, and sideways. Leo, 5-5. You're the fifth zodiac in the wheel. High Priestess of Fire comes out as a 5, and it's Spirit just said fighting fire with fire. Wishing 10, something coming to a completion here. Leo, there's a longing for something here, and I'm not quite sure what that's about yet. But understand it's a dawn of a new day. So whatever it is that's feeling super whatever, like I don't even know what word to use for this. There's a lot of fire energy here too, when that card came out. Softer approach, Leo, is kind of being needed here. I kind of feel like that's what Spirit is asking you for, to cut back a little bit on, they're saying persistence. The persistence to make something, and to me that's like a control level, right? Like, what are we trying to control? Smoke, yeah, there's more fire. What are you seeking, Leo? Foresight. I feel like you've got a vision in mind, and I feel like you're really pushing to take control of what that vision looks like for you. However, the thing that I'm getting is like there's energies crossing that are coming through that you could feel like are obstacles on your path. If you're dealing with a water sign, and they're taking me back to water. If you're dealing with a water sign, sometimes as a fire sign, right, water puts fire out. It creates smoke, and I'd seen that smoke card on the first split there. There might be a lot of passion, a lot of steam, a lot of, ooh, this is fun. But there's something about a particular situation that doesn't have to do, it doesn't mean that it deals with another person. This could be work, it could be anything, right? But there's something about whatever this is that could be putting out your fire, putting out what it is. And you've got confirmation, shooting star. That shooting star, we make a wish on shooting stars, right? And you've got the wishing card, wisdom. More smoke, more fire, more mental stuff. Leo, what do you guys have happening here? I just heard from Spirit, they can't contain the way they feel. Oh boy. All right, Leo, you guys might be, who knows what rabbit hole we're going to go down here. What cards do I want to use? I know I used, I don't know. Let's, Spirit, what are we going with? All right, Light Seers. This shooting star, rockets, it reminds me of the Eight of Wands, like rockets of desire, right? Shoot that shit off and see what happens. And I feel, whether this is you that's toning it down or the need to tone it down, like you're going to know I'm getting like two split stories. Some of you need to tone it down in the level of perseverance. I guess you can persevere through things, but are you fighting fire with fire? Like, is it making it harder? For others of you, you need to tune it up a notch. So it's kind of like half of my Leos are headstrong. The other half of the Leos are like, are you going to come and get me? Like, there's something, this could be a little bit of cat and mouse, Leo. You guys always have something happening that's going, I don't know, something's always going on. Pillars of foundations. It's kind of like you're trying to keep, you ever see those movies where they're trying to prop open like an entryway or something, and they're using sticks and rocks and just leaving up the roof, just like holding the roof up by a thread. It's like you're waiting for something to come crumbling down and shut you out, tune you out, shut you down, whatever this is. And it's like, well, if I keep wishing, if I keep waiting, if I keep maneuvering a certain way, then this will change the way this works. So I don't know. It's just how it's coming through. So let's see. We'll go past, present, future. Page of Swords. So communication, looking online, messengers as well. You're watching your communication about something, or you're dealing with somebody who's watching how they're communicating with you. I've seen, there's the Sun, Leo, there you are. Could very well be you here. And I would not be surprised for half of you, the way that you're kind of holding back, that's part of it. It's like you're waiting. Like, I'm going to put out this little bit of communication. I'm going to lay a little bit of this out here. What's going to come? What am I going to get back? And it's like you're kind of waiting to see how something is going to happen. Page of Pentacles. And as I say waiting and see, there's that Page of Pentacles. And I say to you guys all the time, if this card has come up in your reading, this particular Page of Pentacles really isn't extending an offer or starting out on something new. She's holding back. She's holding that and reserving that for herself. Leo, if you are trying to get involved in something, again, this is a 50-50 thing. Like, half of you, this is you. The other half, this is definitely a cross watcher. If you are holding back from something, you cannot hold back from something and expect it to work. But you also don't want to be so forward-facing that it's controlling the way something else is happening, okay? So we'll see. And then future energy, Queen of Pentacles. Spirit's saying that if you feel like if you could ever get to that place, that would be great. King of Cups there. Let's see. Person. There's that Eight of Wands I talked about showing itself. That's incoming communication, waiting on that incoming communication. What is the focus? The Hierophant. I've seen the Hierophant now come out twice. And what is the advice, Spirit? Eight of Pentacles. You've got to work on it. King of Pentacles. I'm going to leave that King over there because he came out the way that he did. And then the Queen of Cups. All right. Let's dive in. Okay, so that hesitancy, that holding back, it's kind of reserved. You're trying to keep yourself stabilized through a situation. I do think, Leo, that you're feeling good about yourself. You're seeing something as like an open target to shoot off these rockets of desire, or what is incoming. There's a lot of fast movement. You think about the shooting star, gone, right here and gone today, or here today, gone tomorrow in 2 seconds. Eight of Wands, something fast, communication, energy, forward movement, making progress, right? This, whoever you're dealing with, Leo, they don't sit still. Whatever you're dealing with, you could be working in a fast-paced environment. I've got a shit ton of pentacles here. You could be working in a fast-paced environment. You may feel like you can't quite catch up, or you're holding back, or you're reserving your energy for something. You may have been in this place where you were in a slowdown, right? So you're moving along, you're doing your thing. And I don't want to say just enough, but like, you could have been moving a little faster towards something. It was kind of like a little bit of form of procrastination. Let me think about it. Let me read about it. Let me examine this before I make this move. Person you're dealing with is sitting in the Eight of Wands energy. The situation or person is the Eight of Wands. The advice here is to put your best foot forward and start working on what it is that you're desiring here. If this is a partnership, I really do feel like it is. Queen of Cups energy. You're both sitting in a very level space of that Queen and King energy, right? They're divine counterparts, the King and the Queen of Pentacles. There's a lot of love to be had in a situation. There's a lot of reciprocity that can be exchanged. But the problem to this is you got two people going opposite directions. I can't help but go cat and mouse. I'm going to do this, then I'm going to hold that back. And this one goes off and does their own thing. And I'm going to tell you that this King of Pentacles to me kind of feels absent-minded. Like maybe a very strict focus on the pentacle, the security, the stability, the home space, animals, pets, things like that are kind of coming in. And they're very much like, whether this is you or that person, but I feel like you're more in the Queen of Pentacles energy. They're very focused on what is to come. Like they're building an empire, Spirit is saying, for where they're heading and what it is that they're doing, what they're focused on. You, very much the same, but the flip to that is holding back and just going, I'm just going to sit here and be, and if it's meant for me, okay. And yes, understand, no matter what, Leo, nothing that is meant for us is going to pass us by, but at the same time, there's a level of needing to put the work into something. And I see you guys flux in this energy of going after it and getting it, and then, you know, kind of reprieving into a situation that is like, okay, I'm back into my bubble, my cocoon, my whatever. For those of you who are pushing forward, again, this is kind of like a mixed message here. It's, you push so much, and then it's like you go back into your independent energy, you go back to your throne, and then this person is like, oh, well, they've checked out again, so I'm going to go off and do my thing. And I think that their focus in this back and forth has become their thing, whatever their thing is, because they really enjoy the interaction, the way it feels, but it's not consistent. Okay, so I hope, Leo, I hope that's making sense to you guys, because it's like stressing me out the way this is coming in. All right, let's see. Let's clarify here. Page of Swords. Oh, they're throwing me the whole damn deck. Spirit says, if you got to tiptoe through something, is it really meant for you? Like, I do feel like in one way you could be dealing with somebody, as I say, younger than you, and there comes the Knight of Pentacles. It's almost like, I said, you both have your backs to each other. Like, you're part of it, but you're not a part of it. Son of Pentacles, Page of Swords, they've got their backs to one another again. But it's like, for every bit of progress you're making, or even this person is making, somebody bucks up against it and says, okay, well, maybe. There's a lot of maybes around, a lot of bright ideas. Like, what if I took this avenue? What if I did it this way? What if I tried to go whatever direction? But I feel with this particular Knight of Pentacles, he's got a very stubborn earth energy about him that is like, I'll move at my own pace. I'll do it on my own terms when I'm ready. And it's like, if you're thinking about a situation here, Leo, are you overthinking it? And granted, I don't have anything that goes overthinking it, but I do think there have been lessons that have been learned that you could have been very young, put it this way. You could have been very young when you learned particular lessons. And now this is causing this situation where it's like, I really have to look at this. I really have to like spy and get it on the details of a particular situation before I come in and I give. But what's funny is it's like sometimes you're abandoning this energy and just jumping kind of full force with an idea of whether you mean to control it or not, it's coming through in that way. And that's where it's kind of like hanging you up, or this person, right? It's one or the other. Because I do feel like there's been an exchange of energy in the past. This is a familiar energy. This isn't something that's new. You've been doing this on and off, Spirit is saying, for some time. And there's something around the hips of a person. I don't know what's that about, what that is about for you. Something about the hips, or the way they wear their clothes, or something to that effect. I don't know. I get weird, random stuff like that all the time. So let's see. Some of you could have created like a vision board, or I don't know, such weird energy, a vision board or something like that, that you have tied up to aspects of a situation and or a person. They're not living up to an expectation. I'm going to tell you, if you're dealing with somebody, and let's just say, I don't know, they've got blue eyes, and you want to be with somebody that's got brown eyes, their eye color is not going to change, right? Like you said, this is what I want, this is how I want it to be. There's an expectation tied to that, and then you've got the Tower coming in that says no. Side story to that one too is the need to take such precarious time and slowly go this, or this is going to blow up in your face. Because it's like, if you're trying to get, it's not even attention. If you're going to invest into something, you have to just invest into it. You can't just give a little bit here, a little bit there. You think about plants. Like, I'm queen of forgetting to water my plants. I'm awful. You can't keep bringing it back to life and then expect it to stick around. Like get to like death's doorstep and then water and go, oh shit, I forgot. You know, like, they shouldn't have to show you to be consistent or how to be consistent. And it's like part of that shooting star, those rockets of desire, is you go in whenever you feel like you're ready to go in, and then the rest is getting left behind. It's going in to cause just enough of a stir, but yet then there's no consistency behind what is transpiring here. And it's like, that in itself can be a very big influx of energy, of this back and forth kind of thing that's going on, of yes, I'm involved, and now I'm not, and now I'm involved, and no, I'm not. And it's, everybody in a situation is kind of like, it's bound to turn explosive in due time. Okay, what is this Queen of Pentacles? Leo, there you are. Okay, Seven of Swords, Queen of Pentacles, that's totally you. Whatever this is, you don't trust it. And that could be that earlier experience, that early on lesson. For some of you, this could have been even your teen years, like super, super early lesson here. And it's like, you don't trust this other situation, this other person. And Leo, this is a self-imposed restriction. Like, you want something more from this. And I'm going to say, for some of you, this other person, this other situation wants more from you as well. But there's something around the idea of deception that you still don't trust it. It's almost like if somebody told you, yes, you can trust me, and they have shown you all of the right moves or taken the right action, that their words and their actions are matching, I still don't think that you would believe it. And like that, your own fear from a past situation that has not been completely healed is coming to the surface, and you're like, you're wanting it, you're wanting this to work out, you want this to come together, but something in this situation has got to change. And I feel like, Leo, that this change has to happen within you. This person seems to be very stabilized, and it's like you don't trust it, but there you go, you're holding on to that Two of Cups. But that Devil is a representation of fear, right? And, you know, fear, if I let go of the past, of this deception, of the obsession, of the way that things were, that I'm going to get burned. If you're in this place and this is a relationship, you're not fully open to love. Why invest in it at all if you're not going to be open to the person who's trying to be open to you? But I do feel like you have a lot of love for it, but there's an immense idea that someone is going to take stability away from you. So you have to maybe have an experience with this person, go back into your bubble, analyze. Like, it's almost like they're showing me like a timeline. Like, if someone said to you, I went to breakfast this morning with my mom, then I left and I went to work, and then we went to lunch break with so-and-so, and then, you know, I sent you a message, and they go through like every nook and cranny timeline-wise, detailed down throughout their day. You would be on Facebook or whatever, like, checking that the timeline is verbatim what they said they were doing. Like, You have to have proof with this Page of Swords that exactly what they said. It's like you're investigating, you're seeking a red flag. You're seeking an explosion. But then the flip to that is, gee, I really hope this works out. Leo, you can't do it both ways. You're holding on to a belief, but then holding on to an old set of beliefs that is holding you back. What is this Hierophant? What I just say? Said all that Temperance, the Hierophant, the Three of Swords. This is what is in your focus. This is the situation in itself, is that past pain. The past hurt, the past neglect, the past, I've watched shit blow up in my face before. It's almost like an idea of too good to be true. And I would say to you, Leo, are you going to be met with things in a situation that are going to try your patience at some point, or that it's, you know, it's not going to be bump free. It's not going to be smooth sailing all the time, right? But you're also going to have to put a little bit of trust and faith that the work that you've done helps to balance that out, right? And I said about that fire and that water earlier, and you look at this Temperance card, there it is. That water puts that fire out and creates some kind of smoke. It is asking you to be open, like to open yourself up. But I also feel like you're trying to like prevent yourself from having any additional pain, because the healing hasn't taken place in regards to this past situation. It's kind of like, I can't remember what came out in your inner child reading, but going back to that child, those teen years, when this first experience happened that made you feel this way, that you had to double check maybe the way, you know, if you've been let down, promises have been made and they've been broken, right? It becomes, or if you've been gaslighted specifically, you get to the point where you go back and you're like, okay, you said this, am I doubting my knowing? And it's kind of like that. If you've been gaslit, if you've been lied to, if you've had promises broken, you're going back and you're looking at that and going, do I see these red flags? And it's almost like you're really pushing to see a red flag that doesn't even exist. There's so much healing that needs to happen around this, and go, okay, not everybody is going to be the same as the last person or the person from 10, 15, 20 years ago that I dealt with. I have learned, right? You're carrying that wisdom, but you're using that wisdom in the wrong space. Instead of trusting it and going, I will wait for a legitimate red flag to pop up, or even a yellow one for that matter. I don't need to fact check every single thing that this person says. I don't need to fact check every single thing that this person does. For some of you, this is work related. Spirit keeps going back. Job, 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 job. Maybe you had a bad experience in a job that's led you to this place. Like, you know, whatever it was in your experience that said, you have to make sure that what you heard is what you heard, that what was said is what was said. Like, it's pinpointing, pinpointing things down to the area of communication and the desire. And it's like, there's that need to control the narrative. There's that need to persevere through this because you want this to work. Whatever this is, you want this to work. But at the same time, you go in and then you have to go back into this bubble and go, is it really as I see it to be? Is it really what they said? Is it really, is what I'm seeing true? You know, and there's a lot of doubt surrounding that for you. This person, Eight of Wands. And I think that whomever or whatever this is, Wheel of Fortune, Six of Swords. I said to you, this tower, the Six of Swords popped out on the underlying with that. The explosion of a situation is going to cause this person to move on, because it's like, I can't integrate myself with this. How do I work with something that is always, and it's not even that you're picking a fight, because I feel like you're getting this information. There's no information to be had but the truth of the matter, which you already know. But it's like they still feel that in your energy. They still recognize that there's a difference in how you come in. Like, your frequency is changing up with the Eight of Wands. It's also a vibration that's being shot off, right? So it's like when you're not with them, there's a lot of nervousness, a lot of fear, a lot of anxiety to a situation. But then in their presence, that frequency is changing, because they're shooting off like, things are fine, things are stable, I'm composed, they're showing themselves as good to go, and moving on to calmer waters with you. But there's still this idea that they're going to up and leave. But there's, again, Five of Wands. There's that inner conflict. They feel what is being exchanged. And I think that whoever this is having a lot of patience. That King of Pentacles, he's a very patient character, right? He's composed. He's got it together. There's something about you that they see, that they themselves may have experienced. Spirits going back exactly 6 years ago. So it's kind of like they've already moved on from the point in which you are currently in. So they're being more apathetic to where you're coming from. But this is also something that if they ever get to the point that they feel that this is knocking them off course, they'll let you go. Like, I'm not trying to add more fear to the situation, but it's like, you know, you think about it. If somebody comes into your world and is disruptive, you're going to let them go. You're going to see it for what it is and go, you've got to go. It's kind of like where they're at right now too, is like they're being very patient. Spirit said they'll give it 3 months. Whatever this is, they'll give it 3 months. But you've got 5, 5, 5, 5 here. So it's Spirit's guidance of asking you to change things up. 8 of Pentacles. 3 of Cups for the advice. Knight of Wands. Watch who you talk to. I don't know why I'm getting that with the Page of Wands and the Hierophant. But watch who you talk to about this. Because I also feel like for every bit of work that you're doing on yourself, Leo, and it's like you almost get there and you could be having a conversation with a particular friend and they're really good at reminding you about everything that went wrong. They see you changing, they see you evolving, and there's jealousy with this energy. So, you know, if you've been seeing this person and this person makes you happy and life is good and it feels right, but you're living in the past from this horrible trauma that you experienced or this massive letdown or gaslighting or whatever it was, the very person that you're having the conversation with is the very person that, like, where you feel like you can go and bend, is the very person that's like almost undermining your ability to heal through a situation. Have these conversations with your person. Don't have conversations outside of that. Like, that's your advice. Like, if you're going out and kind of venting your shit to, whether it's the world or a particular friend, ask yourself with that frequency of when you're with that friend, do you go from being super happy about a situation and feeling good and wishing on a situation to, I better go back and check, you know, if they really were where they said they were. Or you have a friend or the person you're confiding in about the situation who sits in that place themselves. They're unhealed. So where they see you making this progress and work, you're getting back on their frequency, that lower vibrational, that's pulling you back into a cycle here that stops you from balancing out with the person that you're dealing with, that you want to deal with, right? So be mindful of that. It's kind of gives me the vibes of like the other woman, or like, I don't know, for some of you, this person that you're interested in or you're dealing with, or this job or whatever, that person could have been there at one time or had wanted that person at one time. There's some kind of correlation between this person and that job, or this person and that person, you know, whatever it is, but there's some kind of connection there. And yeah, the Golden Mirror, soulmates. Somebody here, like I said, I feel like the person, job, whatever it is, been there, done that. They're past that point as to where you are. They're giving you the time and the space to catch up, right? So they're a soulmate in their own right to you because they're creating space for you. The person that you're confiding and venting into, it's like they pop up out of the blue, is what Spirit is saying to me as well. And yes, they're a soulmate, but not all soulmates are for the, I mean, they're all positive in the sense that they teach us something, but they're projecting their own pain on you, their own doubts, their own fears, their own insecurities. And it's kind of like whether you realize it or not, Leo, like you're taking that on, okay? Advice for Leo. Cutting out separation, stop the pattern, silent treatment. Again, I said you need to talk to your person, your partner, or your job, whatever this is that is important and imperative to you, what you're working towards, that you're having this fear around. Open yourself up to that. I do feel like this there's parts of this that are job related. I feel like it's going to be able to, it will resonate in certain areas of your work, things that you may have procrastinated on, sorry. This King of Pentacles, though, definitely a person. Definitely. So you're cutting out separation, stop the pattern, silent treatment. Start communicating with them. If you're not sure about something, if you're questioning something, of course, if you poke, pry, and rip apart everything they say, they're going to be like, you're fucking nuts, right? Like, they're going to look at you like you're crazy. But to just ask for clarification to something that you don't understand is okay as well. Okay? But don't create a problem where there isn't one, because this person wants to connect with you. They're trying to connect with you. This job may be really trying to, they see a lot of potential in you, right? So they want to push you to succeed. Don't pick out the negatives in a situation, okay? Nice. What I just said it. I said it's like the other woman. Can't fucking make it up. The snake. Competition and energy. The other woman, look over your shoulder. This person sees you ascending, Leo. Whoever it is you're confiding in, they want you to run. And I hate to put this kind of deception out there, but this is real. Like, it really does happen in our world, right? It's a thing. You could be fearful that this person might have another person, and that's why you're like investigating every tidbit, right? You could have been cheated on, lied to, all of those things before, right? But I feel like this is more a present day thing, where there's a fear that's living within you that, again, somebody else's. It's like they may not be going after your man or your girl or your whatever, like, but the idea of you being happy feels threatening to them. They are dealing with abandonment issues, and you are working towards ascension. You are preparing for this new phase of your life, and you've got someone who's trying to hold you back, and it's kind of like the same energy that Aries had, but I feel like they're more in I don't know how to explain it, like they're more of this independent energy that wants to kind of go off and explore, whereas with you, like, you want to involve yourself in something with somebody or work or whatever this is, and you've got this person around you. Maybe you're dealing with an Aries, I don't know, that is holding you back. Like, they, you're going to them and going, hey, let's celebrate, isn't this great? Like, I had a great date last night, life is good, I feel good, let's talk about it. And they're like, well, let me plant some seeds of doubt in your mind. I don't like this Son of Wands. I've said it. This Knight of Wands in this deck is just, I don't know. He's yucky. I'm not a fan. He is the snake, and you're dealing with two snakes here, and this person could easily, it's almost kind of like they get you in. You ever see, was it the Jungle Book, where the snake's like slithering his way in? He's like, oh, I'm here for you, Mowgli, and I'm gonna help you, and then he wants to freaking eat him, right? Like, he wants to make him his main course for dinner that night. It's that energy. Like, they are very sly and like, oh yes, I'm here for you, but their insecurities come out and are like trying to sabotage. Like, you're looking at your person or this job as the bad guy, and you're trusting the very not so great thing that you should not be trusting. It's like you need to flip those energies, and I talked about that flipping, right? Control versus just being in this state of flow or not doing enough. Flip the energy with those two individuals in your life, because that's where you're not trusting, you should be trusting. Where you shouldn't be trusting, you are. So literally, Leo, a matter of trust here. Are you making the right choice? All right, guys, I'm gonna leave it there. I'm wishing you the very best. Like, share, subscribe, and comment, and I will see you soon.